visitors to comment. So you can build a two-way dialogue. People can drop in and see what comments have been left, jump into the conversation and put in their 2 cents. So it's good for getting interaction, which a website really can't do. Now, blogs can be either public or private. If you're making them public, they require monitoring and some kind of moderation. First blog I did, I made public for our club. I left it open, and in less than 2 hours, I had an invitation to see nude photographs of Lindsay Lohan and Mike. I was so upset I didn't even stop to look if it was the same guy, but I got rid of them and immediately started moderating that. So it does have to be monitored, and you do have to keep an eye on it with moderation. One nice thing about it is you can use what are called tags, and you can sort your articles by special announcements, meetings, special events coming up. And you can list those on your sidebar menu, just like you'd have in a website, and get to a particular section of interest. E-letters. Now, I really enjoy those. Those are nice. They're not two-way communication. But what I love about them is using this particular application, we can write articles, store them in campaigns, we can control who we send it to, and since it's an opt-in, opt-out subscription, we have a self-maintaining contact list. So if people no longer want to subscribe to a particular news feed, and we have 3 of them, all they do is just opt out of it. Likewise, you can forward a copy of our newsletter to friends, and they have the option to opt in. I don't have to worry about it. I don't have to update a thing. What I really like about it is when I send out, I can get a report. It tells me how many of the campaigns were sent, who opened them, how many of them bounced, so I can find a bad email link. So it's got all the tools that I need to see what kind of a job we're doing and keep that list up to date. So I really like that very much. Earlier I mentioned real simple syndication. Now what that means is that if I write an article in one location, it will automatically be sent via email to any subscribers, but it'll also be posted on any websites that are subscriber sites. The 4 listed there, well actually I haven't put it on the Founders Officers Club yet, but I started using RSS for the Judges Bureau, for Avis. Avis is a dear lady, and I decided, well, I can help her out finding judges for community events. So I set up a page for Avis, set up an RSS feed, syndication feed. So now when she sends me information about Toastmasters needed in the community, I post it and it lands on, I think there's 5 websites that will get that feed. Social media, Facebook. Now I got dragged into that fairly recently. I did not grow up in a generation that had websites and online media. We weren't LinkedIn. We certainly didn't tweet. And we didn't have Facebook. I grew up with a phone book, and it worked just fine. But now that I've gotten into it, I've discovered that it's a great tool because it can go viral. If I post on our fan page, our Smedley Chapter 1 fan page, it will also post on all my friends' pages and their pages. So we get a much, much broader reach. And I really don't have to do much, because when I write a newsletter and publish it, I can set it to automatically go to Facebook. And being the lazy person that I am, I love that. Now I did discover that you can put additional pages in, just like web pages. And you can see across the top there or pictures, that will pull up these pages, which are very similar to web pages. Email. I use Gmail because I'm using Google Apps for all the websites and blogs and whatever. And it's kind of a good idea. I enjoy putting our club banner up on the top of the email. It's part of the branding. And I also use groups. So if I want to send to all my club officers, I send it to officers and founders. If I want club visitors or if I want active members, I mail to a group. What that does is keeps private email private. I very much like using email addresses because I can send to groups, but in Google Apps I can set up any number of groups. I can set up one for the president, one for the VPE, one for our officers. You go, well, why would you set up a group for a person? Because then we have a constant contact for this club. Next year, when we have a new president, we change the name of the group and forward the email to their email address. But it stays consistent for the years. So I found that very useful in my home club. So there you have it. We've done a quick overview. Websites, blogs, newsletters, syndication, social media, and email. And those are all links over there to those sites. I did have a handout, but the gods and machines conspired against me, and my printer wouldn't print that. Total cost for the whole package, $10 a year if you want to register a domain name. Other than that, it's totally free. So I promised you I'd give you an overview, and anyone could afford it. $10 a year. I think probably most of us spend more of our dinner tonight.